first time ever.
Warning act of terror.
We are ready to engage with a two-state solution.
Some of his most senior cabinet members
The drivers of a new economic age.
We believe having a good relation with all Middle Eastern countries is a good thing, and we want to be part of the Ibrahim Accord, but we want also to be sure that we secure a clear path of two-state solution. And today we have a healthy discussion with Mr. President that we're going to work on that to be sure that we can prepare the right situation as soon as possible to have that.
On November 18, 2025, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman MBS said that Saudi Arabia is working to normalize diplomatic relations with Israel as soon as possible. He made this statement together with Donald Trump during a White House meeting. However, MBS emphasized there must be a clear path to Palestinian statehood, meaning normalization is conditional. I'll quote him, "We want to be part of the Abraham Accords, but we want also to be sure that we secure a clear path of two-state solution. We can prepare the right solution as soon as possible." He said Saudi Arabia wants peace for both Israelis and Palestinians. We want peace for the Israelis, we want peace for the Palestinians, we want peace. We want them to coexist peacefully in the region. Now, at the same time, he also announced a big Saudi investment in the United States, and that's $1 trillion. Now, why is this significant now? This is a big deal for several reasons. First, strategic shift. Now, Saudi normalization with Israel has long been discussed as a major shift in Middle East geopolitics. It would be one of the biggest Arab-Israel diplomatic moves. Second, joining the Abraham Accords, a series of peace agreements between Israel and Arab states, it would put Saudi Arabia in a new regional alignment. Second, Palestinian issue is still central. MBS has not abandoned the Palestinian cause. He clearly ties normalization to a clear path for two-state solution. Now, this is important because for many in Saudi Arabia and in the wider Arab world, recognition of Israel without progress for Palestinians is politically sensitive. Then third, US involvement. The fact he said this at the White House, where Trump suggests strong US backing in this. So US influence is likely crucial. Previous efforts at normalization have often involved major US pressure or maybe incentives. Fourth, economic angle is always there. The $1 trillion investment announcement shows Riyadh is not just talking diplomatically, it's coupling its political ambitions with a major economic commitment. So this could be used as a leverage, economic cooperation plus diplomacy plus regional strategy. And that is the reason why this is extremely important. Now, what are the challenges and risks that we must always keep in mind? MBS statement is bold, but turning words into reality won't be easy. Here are some of the main hurdles which I could see and I'm sharing with you. Palestinian statehood. The demand for a clear path to a two-state solution is a major sticking point. Many Israeli governments, especially hardline ones, are not fully aligned with all aspects of a Palestinian state as Saudi or even Arab states envision. So for Saudi Arabia, any superficial deal without meaningful Palestinian gain would likely backfire politically at their home. Second, about domestic opinion in Saudi Arabia. Again, an important variable that we must consider it as a risk. Normalizing with Israel could be unpopular among conservative or religious Saudis, many of whom strongly support the Palestinian cause. So MBS needs to balance his regional ambitions with domestic legitimacy. Then third, Israel's political instability. Now, according to some analysts which I have came across, Riyadh is wary of normalizing under a hardline Israeli government. So if the Israeli leadership doesn't offer serious concessions, Saudi Arabia may drag its feet back. And then fourth, the regional backlash. Other Arab or Muslim majority countries might criticize this normalization unless it's done as part of a broader just peace deal. Also, some regional rivals like even Iran may see a closer Saudi-Israel relationship as a threat, increasing geopolitical tensions. Then fifth, of course, security and trust. For Saudi Arabia to commit to long-term normalization, there might need to be strong security guarantees. Trust is not trivial. Decades of conflict, competition, and wars have shaped these all relationships. So then what is driving Saudi Arabia to push now? Why is MBS making these kind of statements now? Several factors likely motivate him. Strategic realignment. Saudi Arabia may see normalization as a way to maybe build a stronger regional bloc against common threats, for example, Iran. Then by joining Israel, Riyadh, it could deepen ties with a stronger military power and balance regional rivalries. Second, economic diversification. Now, as Saudi Arabia pushes its Vision 2030 economic reforms, new partnerships are critical. Investing in the US and cooperating with Israel could help Saudi Arabia attract technology, capital, and innovation. Then, US political opportunity. With Trump back in the picture, that's what the reports have, suggested that I have come across. Saudi Arabia might see a favorable movement to revive its normalization agenda. So the US also wants to broker a historic peace deal, giving Riyadh leverage in the negotiations. Then fourth, of course, the regional prestige. Being the first major Gulf power to fully normalize with Israel, if at all it happens, it would strengthen Saudi Arabia's position as a regional leader. It could certainly reshape how the Gulf is perceived globally, not just as an oil-rich kingdom, but as a central diplomatic player. So then, when we see what are the possible scenarios if the normalization happens, this is what I just came across and I'm just sharing with you. Here are few ways things could play out depending upon how serious Saudi Arabia is and how Israel and US respond. Best case scenario which I found was a full diplomatic agreement under the Abraham Accords. Saudi Arabia recognizes Israel. Israel makes credible commitments for Palestinians, and a long-term US-Saudi security framework is also established. Then intermediate scenario, if we see limited normalization, perhaps not full diplomatic recognition, but some agreements on maybe trade, security, or interim diplomatic ties. And if we talk about partial normalization without full peace treaty, that can be the worst case scenario. Talks fail or stall. Saudi Arabia may push back if there is no serious Palestinian solution. So domestic or regional backlash could stop this entire process, or political changes in Israel might derail any such kind of deal. So what are the geopolitical implications of such a deal? If Saudi Arabia does normalize with Israel, the impact could be huge. First, Middle East realignment. A Saudi-Israel alignment could reshape Middle East geopolitics. Saudi influence plus Israeli military tech plus US support is equals to a powerful bloc. It could isolate or pressure Iran in a new way. Second, Palestinian issue. A deal might push the Palestinian issue forward, but it could also be seen as a betrayal by some Palestinian groups if Saudi Arabia is perceived to normalize too early or too superficially. So alternatively, it could bring more international support for a two-state solution if linked credibly. Then US leverage. The United States could use this deal as a major foreign policy achievement. It could also build Saudi Arabia more closely to US strategic interests in the region. Then fourth, economic integration can be seen. New trade, tech and energy partnerships could emerge between Saudi Arabia, Israel and even other regional players. So Saudi investment in the US as announced could also grow in parallel with economic diplomacy in the region. So that is where, when we talk about the risks for Saudi Arabia, even though the potential is large, there are serious risks for MBS in pushing for the normalization. If the public in Saudi Arabia rejects a deal seen as unfavorable to the Palestinians, it could hurt his legitimacy. So failure to deliver a clear path for Palestinian statehood, it might backfire diplomatically. So if Israel makes limited or symbolic concessions, Saudi Arabia could be criticized for normalizing too early. There is also a reputational risk here. Normalization may alienate some Muslim majority countries or groups that strongly support Palestine. So why then MBS might be calculating this very carefully? MBS has in the past shown he is willing to take bold geopolitical moves. Example, economic reforms, diversification. He likely sees normalization as more than a diplomatic or even a symbolic move. It could be part of his maybe long-term regional vision. By making his desire public as soon as possible while tying it firmly to the Palestinian cause, he may be trying to manage both international opportunities and even domestic sensitivities. So what is the bottom line? What is the bottom line here? What this statement actually means? MBS comment is not casual. It's a serious signal that Saudi Arabia wants normalization, but only under certain conditions. The clear path for a Palestinian state remains non-negotiable in his framing, which means Riyadh is not ready to abandon its traditional stance. So the timing with US involvement suggests Saudi Arabia sees a strategic and economic movement in this, but achieving real normalization will require big diplomatic, political and security trade-offs, and it's not at all guaranteed. That's all from my side in this video. I'll see you in the next video. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.